Okay. All right. So what you need, once again, your paper, plain paper. Okay. If you have colored paper, we can make that work too. Okay. But you're going to be drawing or painting on the paper. So white paper works really nicely. Okay. You need colors of some sort. That could be colored pencils. That could be markers. That could be big markers, crayons. Also paints. I'm going to use paint today. I'm going to use watercolors. So if you have paint at home, okay, it is totally fine to use paint as well. And you're going to see that the author that we're going to be inspired by for our artwork today uses paint. Yes, Rosa, I can see you have your hand up.
Are we gonna color?
Yes, we're gonna color or paint with whatever you have at home. So you were not at morning meeting this morning. We talked about getting our stuff together this morning. So if you need to go get artwork right now, art supplies, that's totally fine. Okay. So you've been reading. I see you got colors there. Awesome. Do you have paper too, Rosa?
Yeah.
Perfect. What about scissors and glue? So that's the other thing, is scissors and a glue stick, if we get to that today.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You're set. You're ready to go, my dear. All right. Thank you for coming prepared. Okay. So we've been reading in our math groups, both the kinders and the first graders, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Okay. And the author of The Very Hungry Caterpillar is going to be what's called our first author of the month. El autor, Eric Carle, es la primero autor del mes para la clase. So we're going to have an author of the month, and we're going to study that author. We're going to learn about that author. We're going to read books by that author. And we're even going to do art or genius time with that author. All right, so we're going to start right now with a couple of videos, actually. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. All right, you should be able to hear it in just a moment.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. For my sister Krista.
And this is Eric Carle. He's reading it.
In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly.
Now we're going to watch another video. Let me get the second video. what's different about the second video is that the author is going to show you how he does his paintings. So not only is Eric Carle the author of the book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, he is also the illustrator. He's also the person who does the pictures. Okay, so he draws and paints the pictures. So you're going to get to see how Eric Carle does this. All right, so just enjoy. It's about 4 minutes long.
Okay. Off to
So this
work.
is Eric Carle, and he
Off
says,
to
off to
work.
work.
Ach, nur bunte Papiere, ich denke nichts dabei. I have no preconceived ideas.
So he doesn't have a plan.
I
He's
just
just
started.
going in and just
Oh,
starting.
yellow. I happen to have yellow nearby. I start with yellow. I add green. I add another color. And then afterwards, if I go too far, it becomes muddy. At that point, I start a new one. I don't know why. Könnte allerhand Effekte.
Yeah, so you only have 3, so I'm pretty sure then you're done. So your cavity, so you don't have a lot.
Den Boden gelegt, ganz einfach. Und bis es getrocknet
So
ist.
then, you brush your teeth now every now and then. You have to look at your mouth.
Geht's.
He has lines, big, broad brush strokes, and dots in his background. You can see all of the different ones he has. He has tons and tons of this artwork.
Schwarz-Weiß und Grau. Grüne Farben. I'm into this world and nothing else. Doing those little dots and unfolding. I don't know how to put.
Now watch as he's making the butterfly. He uses tissue paper. We're not going to use tissue paper. We're going to use just regular paper because it's very hard to work with tissue paper and you might not have it at
My
your
colors are impressionistic, but my work is expressionistic. I don't know if that's true or not, but that comes to my mind occasionally.
You can see it takes a long time to make this artwork that you see in his books.
It puts you in another dimension of life, really. It's like almost like prayer.
See how he's adding to the
I'm
butterfly,
completely out of the
layering
world when I do
over
my
and
art.
over with pieces.
Then I do my books, and then I come back. I was born in Syracuse. I went to school with Miss Fricky. I don't know what she looked like, but I have such a warm feeling about her. Miss Fricky called in my mother, and my mother, being a good German, expected that I had behaved badly. But when my mother walked down the hallway in
He's
the
from
school,
Germany. He's
all these
German,
pictures
not
signed
from
by Eric,
America.
but she still
He
didn't make a
speaks great
connection
English.
that it was her Eric. But then Miss Fricky told her that her Eric was, her little boy was very talented, and my parents have always nurtured that talent.
So I'm going to stop sharing now. All right, so that's a little bit about Eric Carle, the author that is inspiring our artwork.
Eric Carle, and I illustrated and wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Okay, so he illustrated and wrote, as he was just saying, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which is one of the books that we're starting with. And we will read other Eric Carle books as well. So, does anybody remember what the first thing he did was? What did he do very first for his artwork? What did he do? You can unmute. Abel, what did he do? He added color to his paper, right? Yeah. Did he add color on just a little corner of the paper, or did he add it over the entire paper?
The entire paper.
Yeah, Abel, what do you think?
The entire paper.
The entire paper. Yeah, so he uses the usa todo página. Okay? No uno pequeño pictura aquí. Usa color todo. Okay? So we're going to color the whole page. Okay? And now, did he use one color or did he use more than one color? Eric Carle,
More than one color.
uno color or más de uno color?
Más de uno color.
Right? More than one color. Más de uno color. Okay, so now Eric Carle uses paints, right? He uses some thicker paints. But you can do this type of artwork. That's why it's genius time. It's up to you how you do it with any colors. So one thing you want to do is cover your whole paper. And you don't just want one paper. You want a lot of papers, because then we're going to use that paper to cut out shapes. Okay, so no usa solamente uno página. Necesito 2, 3, 4, 5 páginas con todo color. Okay, so you want maybe about like 5 different pages with different backgrounds, different colors. Okay, so also all of the pages shouldn't look the same. Okay, so todo páginas no enviará.
I need 5 papers.
Yes, thank you. So as
I only have 2.
a diferente.
My teacher said she wants
Right?
5.
So, any questions before we get started with our backgrounds, with coloring the whole paper? And remember, I could use colored pencils, or I could use markers, or I could use my paint. It's whatever you have. Carolina, what are you going to use?
I'm gonna use markers with the water.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm going to go
Make it like
everyone's
paint.
going to use. Make it like paint. All right. I like your creativity. Okay. And Carolina, do you have paint at home?
No.
Okay. So I'm also going to be recording down what materials we have and don't have, because it gives me an idea of what kind of activities we can do. And then I can think about what kind of materials I can try to get to you. So maybe paints.
It's hard to bring, but I can hold it.
Thank you, Carolina. Emiliano, what are you going to use? So I'm going to ask everybody to unmute. Emiliano, what are you going to use for your paint?
Everything.
Everything. Do you have paints and markers? Wow. All right. I can't wait to see it. All right, Stella, what are you going to use for yours?
I'm going to use marker because I don't like to get my clothes stained.
And you bring up a really good point. Genius time is a time where you get to decide what you want your artwork or your project to look like. Okay? And so Stella, if you don't want to get dirty, that's a great reason to pick markers. Okay, so it's totally up to you. Do you have paints at home, Stella?
I do have paints.
Great. Okay, thank you. All right, wonderful. Rosa, are you using crayons? Is that what I see you holding up?
Yeah.
Great. And you have lots of different colors, so you can just shade over lots of different colors. That's great. I wish I had some crayons. Crayons work nicely. Andres, what are you going to use?
I'm gonna use paint.
Paint. Fabulous. And do you have something so that you can wash it off and change colors?
Ese sí lo puedo borrar con agua. I don't have.
Okay, you might want
Andrés. Necesito agua para limpiar los
yeah, changing colors. Para cambiar colores. Great. Ari, are you going to do some art? What are you going to use? Ari, can you hear me? Can you hold up what you're going to use? Markers or crayons or paints? What are you going to use? ¿Qué usando? Are those markers? Perfect. Excellent. Thank you, Ari. I can't wait to see your artwork. Abel, what are you going to use for yours?
Don't sleep.
Paint. All right. And do you have some water so you can try when you need to? Perfect. You're all set. Can't wait to see it. Ricardo, what are you going to use?
A lot of good colors.
Orange.
Orange. Are you in the car right now, Ricardo?
Hmm?
Are you going to color while you're in the car?
No tengo nada para pintar.
Okay, so I'm recording this so you can watch.
Están en la casa.
Yeah, mira, luego en la casa y hacer trabajo luego, okay? Y
That means house. Casa.
okay, so I love how Ricardo, even though he's in the car right now, he's still joining us. And he can work on his artwork later when it's a good time for his family. Emilio, what are you going to use for your artwork?
Una cuide.
Can you hold it up? Can we see? Perfect. You got paper and colors. Excellent. Perfect. You're set. Thank you, Emilio.
Well, I got that.
Nita, what are you going to use, honey? Do you have materials?
Me recuesto.
Nita, I can hear you now, honey. What are you going to use?
Pom-poms.
So, Nita, we're not going to use pom-poms today, honey. Only color and paper. That's all we're going to use right now. Which kind of colors are you going to use?
He doesn't understand.
Markers?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so all you need right now are then your markers and your paper.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Okay?
Good job.
It's for you to take home.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
I'll take it home, but your teacher might want to look at it in a little while.
Perfect. I'm going to mute everyone. Okay? And everyone has their materials. And let's see, who are we missing? We're missing Brenner and Cora. Okay. Okay. So now that we have our materials, I'm going to be playing some music, some nice classical music. You'll notice when we do art, I play some classical music for us. And we're going to just get started. And I'm going to show you what I need. So if I'm using markers, I'm going to do a background on the whole paper. Use my phone for music, okay? So maybe, okay, I'm going to start with yellow, and I'm going to do some broad strokes, and I'm going to try to color my page, the whole page. So maybe I start with yellow. Remember how Eric Carle was doing those big brush strokes? Grande. Okay, so you want to use big brush strokes, even if it's a marker. And it's hard to see because it's yellow. You can kind of see my yellow background there, right? Okay, and then maybe I want to use some red next. I want to kind of make like the sun. So now maybe I'm going to go in the other direction, across. Okay. So, and then maybe I add some dots or some stars, or I add some lines. Okay, and then say I want to use paints. I'm gonna get my watercolors out, and you can start if you're ready to start. Go ahead and start. And you're gonna do as many pages as you can while we're together today. All right, so I'm using watercolor, so I need to get a paintbrush and I need to dip it in my water first before I put it in my paint. I'm gonna go for some purple now. Okay, and I'm gonna maybe do some dots. I like that. And the great thing about this kind of art is you can't mess up, okay? Whatever you do is great, and you turn it into something different later. So your work is gonna look different at the end. So you can kind of see how I've started. Can you see my background? Is it looking kind of like Eric Carle's, one of Eric Carle's backgrounds? Maybe a little, okay? So you wanna cover the whole page, okay? And when I'm done with that page, then I would tear it off and I'd do a new page. So maybe uno, dos, tres,
¿Sí? ¿Cómo así?
cinco, okay? I want everyone to try to do 5.
Pues ya he hecho uno.
It's before you get started, turn on mute.
Pinta otra hoja de otro color.
¿Tienes preguntas para la maestra?
Ok. Voy a pintar la roja sombra. Voy a marcador. El plano pequeño.
Everyone, I'm going to stop music and go ahead and get started. And if you want to unmute to ask a question, that's totally fine, okay? Tiene preguntas, está bien, unmute, okay? But I'm going to play some music. One thing, when I want to change colors, I don't want purple anymore, so I'm going to dip my paint in water. I'm going to take my rag, and I'm going to blot it on there gently so that I can then get a new color. And I'm going to dip it in my water again, and this time I want maybe red paint. So I'm going to now dip it in my red. So every time you change colors, if you're using paint, make sure you wash your brush so that you don't mix your colors, because then they'll turn into brown if you mix them too much. All right, keep going. And try to cover all the white space. So I'm finished with one page. So terminar con una página, okay? So I'm finished with one page, so I'm gonna tear it out because I have a book. And I'm gonna set that to the side to dry. And now I'm gonna start a new one, okay? Nuevo pictora. Okay? do some finger paints next. Sometimes I find myself painting along with the music and going faster when the music goes fast. One thing that's kind of fun is doing squiggle lines. So kind of making them squiggly, if you can see mine. Here's my next one. You want to see mine, just to give you some examples. I'm starting with
Oh, that was a lot. But I still have to finish mine.
your time. We have lots of time. We still have 20 more minutes together, and then you can always work on this on your own time. And we're just doing our backgrounds today. So try to do big brush strokes so it won't take as long.
That's funny.
Quick brush strokes work nice sometimes. You are all working so hard. I can see all of you. Excellent job. Sometimes you'll also find that you can find different colors with different items. Like colored pencils might have different colors than your paints. And that can be fun too.
I'm just taking my time, Miss Kaplan. I mean, Miss Ashley.
I love that you're taking your time. That's fun. Because you can always work on this even if we're not on Zoom together. If you tilt your pencil or crayon to the side rather than straight down, you want to tilt it, you can get broader brush strokes and it won't take you as long. Broader crayon strokes or pencil strokes.
Okay. This looks so cute.
Also gonna be fun to do some designs. I'm doing some shells over my background, just some squiggly looking little shells. Quick.
Just painting the whole entire day, Miss Ashley.
Just
Now
have
let's
one if
go.
you haven't already. So have a great weekend. I will see you guys later.
So I want to do a little check-in and see what you guys have done. So I'm gonna pause the recording. As many minutes as you can. 10 more minutes. 10 minutos más.
The harder, okay. Let's draw another hand. Here, let's see, like this.
One more. I got one on. I tried to ban it. So annoying. It's so annoying. This is fact. Wait, Ashley. You did it. Okay. You want me to say first? See.
Yes, Rosa?
My sister wants to say hello to you, but she's nervous.
How are you today?
Hi!
Hi, I'm so glad you're joining us. Sisters and brothers and family members are always welcome for joining.
Hoy ya se va a acabar la clase.
I'm glad you're
Pero
here.
cuando tengo hambre también está loco para abajo y para abajo.
No, pues hay que comer. Es mejor estar comiendo para eso. Es mejor que estarte poniendo la insulina.
So this is some opera music. There's no right way to do this. Just do your best. Haz tu mejor. What could be fun is to go one way first, such as a vertical line, and then to do horizontal lines going the other way. That can be really fun. And it looks nice too. It works great with markers. And I'm going diagonally. We've come to the 5-minute warning, which means we have 2 minutes until we clean up. Okay, so 2 minutos más, okay, para limpiar, okay, las cosas. Okay, so 2 more minutes. So, well, that wouldn't be our 5 minutes, it would be 3 minutes. So 3 minutes left until we clean up. Okay, so 3 más minutos y limpiar para 2 minutos. All right, okay, 3 more minutes.
Get ready. Okay. Leave. Something. La la la. Hey, no. Yo quiero ser bonita, ¿ok? Cámate, bonita. Yo voy a ver ahorita, ¿ok? No, Mela. Evelyn, Mommy won't take me from Mela. Huh? Mommy won't take me from Mela. Mommy's gonna take you to Mela? Yeah. So yeah, come me. Who won't take me in the car? Mama. Nobody.
What could we choose in the language? Okay, so.
All right, everyone. So it's time to now be done for now. So you have two options. Okay, dos opciones. Okay, one, you can keep working with your familia en tu pectoras. Okay, so work with your family, continuar, que después la clase. Or you can clean up right now. You have paint. Right.
Please espérate, ¿ok? Okay. I'm in the car.
Very important, muy importante. Do not anything out yet. Okay, so how do we say to cut?
Okay,
No, how do we say? How do we say to cut in Spanish, in Espanol? How do we say to cut?
Cortar.
Cortar.
Mama, how old is Grandma from now? 48?
Okay, so don't cut out. No.
Cool.
Okay? So just leave your pickle dry and clean up. I'm going to close my paint. Should I close the top? I'm going to put my markers back in.
Putting the markers, the crayons back.
Okay, so a little cleanup song that I like to sing while I'm cleaning up with Dane is To Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So I have two cleanup songs. One is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So we go, twinkle, twinkle, little star, time to clean up where you are. Put your crayons back in their place, then put the markers in their case. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, time to clean up where you are. And Dane likes this one. We go, clean up, everybody clean up, clean up, clean up. It's time to put away. So it can be kind of more fun if you sing while you're cleaning up. All right, everyone. So it's time to say goodbye for today. I hope you had a good first Genius time. You may unmute and say goodbye to everyone. And we will use our paintings or drawings next time. Okay?
Bye.
All right. Great job. Did you have fun? Was that fun?
Oh, that was pretty fun.
Pretty fun. Good, Emiliano. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Bye, everyone. I hope you do more art.
Okay.
Very nice, Dita. Keep working on that couple
Bye.
paper. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you for more.
Say bye-bye, Steph.
Bye.
Bye. You guys did a great job. Send me pictures.
Mama,